Hey everybody, Steve Burns here. I'm excited about this week because you're going to create a concept art scene utilizing 3D characters. So your specs are for this homework assignment is number one, create a concept scene showing confrontation using a minimum of two 3D characters. You can use more, but give me a minimum of two. In Mixamo and Fuse, Adobe Mixamo and Fuse, design the character's action. Now, we're going to go over this because these are two programs that you're more than likely not to have access on your system, and I'm going to tell you why. Number three, establish a strong directional lighting to accentuate the drama. Four, use a composite of 20 images to create your concept art scene. And number five, submit both your PSD file and render out a JPEG file. All right, so Mixamo and Fuse. Now, right below the homework assignment, we have the downloads for Fuse. Mixamo, however, is a web-based program, so there will be nothing to download for this. I simply have given you the link to access so that you can learn more about Mixamo. So, in fact, let's go on and take a look at Mixamo real quick. I'm going to Command-C, copy that. Let's go over to another web page. Let's go ahead and put it in and give you an idea of where we're going. Okay, so Mixamo is a way to animate your 3D characters that you're going to create inside of Photoshop. So if I mouse over each one of these characters, you can actually apply motion capture data to each one of these characters, and Adobe has a whole bunch of motion capture data for any character that you want to create. Okay, so this is the online portion of the project. So once you create something inside of Fuse, you're going to export them to Mixamo to animate. Okay, all right, so Fuse is found here, and I've given you the link for that. But go back over to here, right here, Adobe Fuse. Just go ahead and copy and paste that link or click on it. It's going to take you here to download. Once it's downloaded on your system, what you're going to see is inside your Creative Cloud installer, you will find Fuse right there, okay? And you can click open it up once it's installed. Now, this is in beta. So, in fact, it's in public beta. So, in order to access it, it's through the link that I have given you. So, once you open it, we're going to open it up in Fuse. We're going to actually create your 3D character, which is what we're going to accomplish next. Once Fuse is installed, open it up, and you're going to have Adobe Fuse CC Preview, of course, meaning it's a preview public beta. And you're going to have various options here. You're going to have a head option. We're going to have the torso option, legs option. I'm just clicking on each one of these menus here, menu bars, and then your arm option. And I'm going to go back to the head option, and I'm going to choose a head. Now over here is where you're going to preview it. Over to your left vertically here are your navigational tools, your save as or export tools to save the object, and various options to view them. I'm going to go over these in just a moment. All right, so let's go grab a head. Let's take a look at maybe something like let's try a male, and let's try male fit. And how about this one here? Male fit A. I'm going to double click on it. And what you're going to see is that particular 3D head is going to show up here. Now, if I come over to the navigational tools, the very top one is going to allow me to move it around. Now, automatically apply a default body, which obviously is not what I want, right? That's kind of silly. But anyways, we can change it later. Come down to the next one, rotational tool, and click outside your character, and you can rotate the character around in 3D space. And if I target I'm going to jump down to the little arrow tool here, which allows you to select certain aspects of the body, and we can morph it. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. We can also do a painting morph, where I can actually select certain portions and work it like a brush here to change the body style. All right, now let's go over to my torso. Click on the torso, and I think I had the male fit A, And I'm going to go find this one. How about, there we go. Double click it up here. Sit back and relax. Watch what happens. And oops, that's not exactly what I'm looking for. Let's go back up again to torso. And let's go find the torso here. Male fit. That's number 1, 2, and 3, but we should have a male fit A right there. I'm going to match them. I'm going to keep them matched up. So we had a male fit A for the head. I'm going to do the male fit A for the torso, and there it is. Okay, so now we have the male torso. Let's go to the legs. All right, and again, I'm looking for the male fit A. Again, I can keep. Or I can mix them up, mix them up as well. Okay, so here we go. Now this one, I'm going to double click this one and see how that looks. All right, well, that's not quite looking exact. There we go. There we go. It's replacing it in there. And I can go ahead and rotate this a little bit to see what we have going. All right, so how about if I play with another option here? How about if I go with this one here? Let's see what it looks like. This one's a lot more muscular than I like. So double click on it, and that's a little bit better. Let's go to the arms, target it. And it's not going to really matter so much because let's go with this one, the male scan A, and double click it. And let's watch it. Now this is some huge arms, right? I could reduce them down. Let's go ahead and just grab the male fit A. Let's keep them consistent here. And with a little double click, and there they are. All right, now rotate it. Click on the rotation tool, the left side here, vertically, and move it around. And maybe I may want to change the legs a little bit. And again, we're going to play around with this as much as possible. There's my male fit A for the man. Double click on it, and give it a moment to load in there, and there it is. Okay. All right, so everything's looking consistent. We have our 3D character basically. Now, how about if I want to modify the body of the character? And sometimes I may want to use different viewing modes. Now, right up here on this horizontal options bar, I can click any one of these to view these in different aspects. This one being our mesh viewing mode, this one being the solid shade mode, this one being solid shade and the mesh mode. And then the star button here is where you can actually save it. So if you create a particular body style that you like, you can save that out. So I'm going to go ahead and click cancel for that one. And I'm going to go to the shaded mode and keep it there. All right, so how about customizing the character, body style and all? Target the custom button, or the customize tab here. And we can come over here and make adjustments, okay? And sliding it back and forth, upper arms, forearms, right? You can see I can change the length of the forearms based on a slider. Keep it dead center, that's going to be normal length or a proportional length. Go to the hands, you can see them stretching out, or I can keep them at normal as well. However, I can also target each one. So if I target this midsection, it's going to jump down to that bar, which is right up here at the top. You can see it moving the slider. So by adjusting the midsection wider or thinner, we can see those two attributes being applied right up here. Okay, so I can either go to the sliders or actually click on it. Now, this one here it works like it's more of a, that's what I should say. It's more of a centering the camera view, which helps you make your life a lot easier and recentering your object. So, all right, now I don't want to do a whole lot of manipulation to this, but be aware that we have those capabilities. All right, so if I click on the head, so to speak, I can come over here and I can play with the eyebrows, the cheeks, the chin, whatever you like. Okay, the nose. Play around with these sliders. I can't say enough about experimenting. Let's go dress our character up. Target the clothing tab, and let's see what we would like. I'm thinking like these little military khakis type of a concept. Let's double click it, and we've got a shirt placed on him. Let's give it a moment so we can load in all of his textures. Okay, that looks great. How about if we go to, let's see, how about the trousers, and we'll choose the military khaki. In fact, I'll choose, we'll stick with the light one. So we'll double click that one there. Okay, and it's loading them in. You got the 3D object. Now it's going to add the surface texture to it. And let's go to the shoes, clicking on the menu here, target the shoes, and I'm going to take a look at this, and maybe something like, we'll go with that. Double click on it. Okay, those are some big shoes there, huh? Okay, so there they are. All right, so go to my rotation command and rotate it around. Look at my character, make sure it is exactly the way I want it to be. Hey, look at the detail on the bottom of the boots. Adobe thought about everything. So once we create this character, we're going to animate it, bring it inside of Photoshop, and we can continue to animate it inside of Photoshop. All right, so that's how easy this program is going to be. I can add hair. I'm going to keep the hair just to keep it simple. I can look at hats. I have different types of military hats. And I'm looking at, and we even have goggles, I believe, too. So if we go to eyewear, there they are. So I like these here. I'll tell you what, let's grab these goggles and put it on them. Okay, there they are. And let's go back to the hats right above the goggles. And I think I'm going to grab this one. You guys can grab whatever you like. I'm going to grab this one. Okay, there's the hat being applied. Okay, cool. All right, I'm liking my character. Now, here's the fun part. I want to save this character to CC libraries, for one, just in case I want to go back and modify it. So your libraries, and we've talked about this before, is your 20 gigabytes of space on the Creative Cloud. We're going to save this character so that you can access it anytime. So if I click Save Character, I can rename the character, and let's call this one Military Man. All right, and the library it wants to save it into is animations by default, but I also have 3D assets, so I'm going to target the 3D assets, and I'm going to click Save there. Okay, let it finish thinking. It's going to give you a little progress bar because everything is being done online. So, and that's the one aspect that slows this workflow down, is that one of your programs, in this case Adobe Fuse, is loaded on your system, which you're running off your hard drive. The other program, which is Adobe Mixamo, like you're mixing things up, so Mixamo is actually an online based animation engine, which is where you're going to place, where you're going to actually create all of your online movement of your characters. All right, so there it is. So it's done. I'm going to click Done. Now what I'm going to do is save to Mixamo. And once I hit the Save button to Mixamo, it's going to, we can call it what we like. So I'm going to call it Military Man Animated. So I can make the distinction here. Target Save, and then what's going to happen is it's going to open up Mixamo in your web browser and allow you to apply certain motion capture to your 3D character so that it can sing or dance or fight or roll or jump, whatever you want it to do.